So recently, my girlfriend and I have been huge into collecting movies. We're both huge fans of physical media. You can find Blu-ray players fairly often if you go to a Goodwill. You'll likely find them around the range of $8 to $20. We got ours for $13 and we love it. It was in great shape and looking super slick after I cleaned it. We even decorated it too with stickers and everything. It's super simple. All you need is a place to plug it in, an HDMI to hook it up to the TV, and boom. Though, hold on, we actually did have initial frustration in finding the correct remote for this, as the Blu-ray we got in that Goodwill did not come with a remote. We ordered one on Amazon for like $8, and there it was. It was great. It's great. I still use it. We still use it. I think my only complaint is that there's easily could have been 4 directional arrows and a confirm button to make it so that you could control it without the remote, but through trial and error, we stopped forgetting the remote. Part of the reason we are also big into Blu-rays is because of the current state of streaming services. It keeps going up in price, there are way too many streaming services, and they keep getting away with giving worse deals for more money. Whether it's putting ads on paid plans, making various tiers of how much you pay, getting away with taking your right to watch in different places, or watching at the same time as someone else on your plan. As a whole in society, we always cough up the money because what other choice do you have? The answer for you could just be physical media. Not only do you get to own the shows and movies that you like, if you feel like you're never gonna watch it again, you could give it to a friend so that they get the experience as well for free. Back in the prime of DVDs, you could go to a Blockbuster and rent a DVD or Blu-ray. And now, to be fair, I was only a child during the glory days of DVD and Blu-ray, so I can't say for sure how it was overall as an experience, but I imagine rather straightforward. You could argue that if Blockbuster were around today, we would have the same thing as a subscription streaming service, whatever. Just with the added step of going to the store and being on a deadline to return it. And I could honestly, undeniably say this is probably the truth. Nothing more to be said about that. However, something that is luckily still done today is public libraries having DVD sections. Now, I don't know how much this holds true generally speaking, but from where I'm from, there's a huge public library that does this, and I think that's great. Personally, I just love plopping a Blu-ray in, having it available to me in the same place, in the same way every time, not having to go on streaming services and find it and hope to God it's the correct version. I've had so many times with Ghibli films where they will only have it in English, or it's a different version of the English dub that isn't even the one that I'm used to. My girlfriend and I have a friend that we borrow their DVDs from, and they have a whole collection. It's really fun, and I love the whole process. Some people might say that DVDs and Blu-rays cost a lot, which, yeah, they totally do, but not always. Part of the fun, in my opinion, is the hunt for good deals. I often go to the movie section of Goodwill hoping to find some good movies because whether it's sealed or whatever condition it's in, it's going to be $2.49, which is a good deal. This isn't to say physical discs aren't without error. You really are at the mercy of the people who put the discs together. Sometimes the user interfaces are really cool and have a lot of personality, but may have a lot of unskippable stuff like credits for which companies invested in the film and yada yada. Another complaint that many have is that physical media takes up space and not everyone has the luxury of space to put all their media. And this is a super valid complaint. And I also have had moments having too much media at once. Sometimes this warrants the search and destroy sequence of finding good movies, of which ones should I donate to Goodwill, and it's a process, and they do take up space at the end of the day, but I personally enjoy the challenge of organizing my room to accommodate them. They look really nice, and I like to be able to physically see what I own and consider what I might want to watch that day. This is a small gripe, but I have a love-dislike relationship with Blu-rays, where sometimes they look worse than their DVD counterpart in terms of the physical part. Like the Ghibli movies and their DVD cases are top, but the Blu-ray's like eh. A confession of mine is that I love language learning, And so what becomes a personal problem of mine is that sometimes there can exist like 22 language options that were dubbed for something, but the DVD only has 3 of them. I'm referring to Ghibli here, and I know I'm mentioning Ghibli a little bit here, but it's simply because we love those films, and having them in physical just means everything to us. If you want a movie in another language, oftentimes they only exist in said country and will only deliver within said country. Again, most people don't think about this, but this is just my own thing. In the end, we can all watch movies however we see fit and whatever works to our own personal needs. I thought I'd just give my 2 cents about something that I love, so thank you all for watching. Have a nice day.